We won't be able to afford a home in Southern California again. That's the fear of many working class families who have lost their properties to the fires. Insurance experts say there will be money to help these families, but there are things they need to do to make sure they get the money they need as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. On your sets, Kristine Lazar joining us now with that critical information among these new worries.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shared experience. We're profiling one couple, a family of 4. He's a veteran. They've been together since middle school, and their home a total loss, and they don't have a lot of savings. They don't have a lot of padding. They said all the money they had went into their home, and now they're wondering, will they have the money to rebuild? Many fire victims are families living paycheck to paycheck, and they're wondering not just where they will live, but how they will pay for even the basic essentials in the aftermath of this devastation. The raw emotion of coming back to nothing.
That was our kitchen.
Rubble and ash where a home once stood.
It's just gone. Everything is just gone.
All around them, not a house still standing.
We know these people, and these people have lost everything. It's not just us. It's everybody, and it's so awful.
Kevin and Anne Marie Pazmino renovated their modest Altadena home with their own hands, working nights and weekends.
Every inch was a part of us.
To turn it into a sanctuary for their 2 children, 10-year-old Lucille and 4-year-old Joaquin.
We were dreaming big, and we were living within our means in a very, very tight fashion.
The Eaton fire consumed that dream and all the savings the Pazminos had put into it.
We've only been given 3 months pause on our mortgage. The interest will still accrue.
That was the TV.
And now they have to pay rent on top of their mortgage. Rent covered by insurance if they can find a place to take them.
After we're done with this, we're going to go and look to try and find some places. But it's hard because we have our dog and our cat, and so many places won't take pets. And we have to stay close because of our kids' school.
And these rentals literally cost twice as more than my mortgage. What?
And the Pazminos are finding what the insurance will pay is not enough to get their foot in the door, as thousands compete for temporary housing.
The advance for the insurance is not even nearly enough for what we are required to have as proof to try and apply for a place.
It's the plight thousands of fire victims are now facing. The fires didn't just take their homes, it took their financial stability.
We've lost this house, and we don't think that we'll ever be able to be in a house again.
While the Pazminos know their home is no longer standing, many are still unable to see the status of their property. Insurance experts say that shouldn't stop people from filing a claim anyway.
It makes sense to file the claim right away, get in line, so to speak, because there are going to be waits for people to be able to get an adjuster assigned. There are a finite number of people that the carriers can do this with.
Filing a claim will also open up immediate funds for fire victims.
For example, if there's a total loss, the insurance carrier by law is supposed to give you 30% of whatever the personal property amount is just by writing a check.
But that money, the Pazminos say, won't cover a lot of their expenses, like food and clothing.
I didn't take anything for myself. I didn't take anything.
And then there's the looming long-term question, what do they do with their property?
Then the options that they're given by state regulation is to either rebuild where they are, rebuild somewhere else, which is nice, or to purchase an existing home somewhere else. And they will still get the full replacement cost that the policy offers, including building code upgrades, which is a little bit of a sweetener because you wouldn't normally need building code upgrades to buy another house.
The Pazminos don't know how they'll have enough money to rebuild. Lumber's more expensive than when they started fixing up their house in 2017. Their old interest rate was just 3%. For now, they're telling their children that one day they will have a place to call home again.
And you're just holding them, and you're just trying to tell them it's going to be okay. You know, we mommy and daddy did it once, we can do it again, and you can do it the way you want to now. And we just want to keep our promises, and we just don't know how to do that.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to give you both a hug. I'm so sorry. I'll help you.
The Pasminos have started a fundraising page, not just to help them with those essentials, but to replenish some of their savings. They say landlords have turned them away because they don't have enough money in the bank. Money, they say, all went into their home they loved so much. And they mentioned there that they were going out and looking at rentals, and last night they sent me a text that I want to read. They say we were devastated we didn't get the place that our kids really wanted. It's the Hunger Games for housing now, playing games and increasing rent amounts after we submit applications by $550 a month. It's so awful. It's depleting our souls at this point, and we are freaking out, to be honest, because we don't know if we're going to be able to find housing. They're in an Airbnb for 2 more weeks. After that, they can't afford to stay in it. So if anybody knows of any housing within about 30 minutes of that area, because their kids are still going to school, they need 2 bedrooms. They said they'll make it work with 2 bedrooms. They do have a dog and cat, which also complicates things, but they don't want to drop their pets off at the shelter because their kids have lost everything. And that is an attachment that they have that they really don't want to take away right now. So, you know, I'm sending texts. I'm trying to find them housing as well. But if anybody watching this knows of anything, they are really in need.
And price gouging, a major issue that the DA said he is going to be cracking down on.
Yes,
but it's hard to monitor.
Yeah, I mean, immediately right now, they need something. So what do you do? And when you don't have, their GoFundMe has like, I don't know, $8,000. There's people who have 6 figures. It's just kind of a disparity with who's getting what on their fundraising pages, and it can be really hard for those families that don't have as much to move forward.
Absolutely. It shows a lot of people built their lives, had what they had. They don't have enough to live beyond that.
No.
So this is absolutely
Many of us in
devastating for
Southern
them.
California are what they call house poor, right? Everything we have is in our homes.
And one of so many people in that situation.
Yeah.
Kristine, thank you.